can talk.
I think Pavel, you might have to start from the beginning because I forgot to start the recording.
What? Are you serious?
Everything happens for a reason. This is working out to our ultimate advantage.
People are watching the recording. Pavel just shared basically his life story and the secret to success. So you missed that part.
You got to be here.
Yeah. Jared, you can start off, and then I'll do that again.
All right, perfect. Is the recording going now?
Yes, it is, Jared. It is. It's going now. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll share a little bit here. I just want to say, thank you for this beautiful opportunity to be with you guys. To share in the space of like-minded people. People that are here to live their dreams. People that are here to create and experience the life that they really want. I mean, that's the big reason why I first got interested in the home-based business industry and in internet marketing. Because before that, I'd say 8 or 9 years ago, I was working in a regular job. I had, different jobs. I was a bagger at a grocery store. I had some office jobs and different things. And I realized very quickly that I didn't really like being on someone else's schedule, right? I didn't like other people telling me I had to be somewhere at a specific time, right? I like to be free. I like to be empowered. I like to be able to do what I want and when I want. So I think it was maybe within the first day that I had my first job when I was 16 years old. I'm like, you know what, this really isn't for me, right? So I knew that there was something else out there. I'm sure you guys, kind of the same way. I'm sure people were watching this. They're like, yeah, man, me too. I don't want to have a job and do stuff that tells me to do all the time. So, a couple years after that, I think I was 18 or 19, I first got exposed to the book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I'm sure people that are watching this have heard of it. You've probably read it. And if you haven't read it, you need to read that book. And if you've read it, you need to read it again, because every time I read that book, I get something new out of it, which is a powerful, powerful lesson. Being able to do spaced repetition and re-go over audios and reread books and go to events and re-review your notes, because the more you go over it over and over and over again, you're a new person when you do it, right? So it's not only that the information is different, but you're different because you're receiving the information in a new way. And so the first time I read Think and Grow Rich, it really changed my life forever. Just the 3 words, thoughts are things, transformed my life forever. Because before that, I had no idea the power of our mind, the power of our thoughts, and the power that we have to create and live the life we really want. And so when I read those words, thoughts are things, something just clicked for me. And I knew that was the secret. I knew that was the difference between people like Donald Trump and people that are super successful and most other people. In that moment, I realized that it was their thinking, it was their attitude, it was their mindset that made the difference, right? And so from that experience, I began thinking more and becoming more thoughts. And then I started having more ideas and more creative ideas and related ideas. And shortly after that, I created my first company, which was a clothing company that was based on a lifestyle that I enjoyed and that I resonated with, which is the concept of relax and have fun, right? Those are words that popped into my mind. And for some reason, I couldn't get them out of my mind. I'm like, relax and have fun. I'm like, yeah, I like that. So anyway, we turned that into a clothing company with a buddy of mine. We co-created this concept. And a few months after that, we had a website built. And once we had that website built, it was it's like, okay, well, now we built this. So now people just buy stuff, right? We just have a website and now people buy stuff, right? Isn't that how it works? And so that wasn't how it worked, because we needed to actually get people to the website. And before that, I had no idea what internet marketing even meant, right? I had no idea what that meant. So I started researching, okay, how do you market your website online? And from there, this whole new world opened up to me. I started seeing people that were making, $50,000 a month on the internet. And I'm like, wait, how are you doing this, right? What are you guys doing, right? So I started learning more about it, started investigating and learning and researching and studying these people. And, the power of a list, the power of a system, the power of leveraging other people's efforts and other people's, skill sets really became apparent to me. And so I started plugging into these systems and, learning from people that were doing it. And from there, the rest is history. I just got obsessed with home-based businesses. I got obsessed with internet marketing and learning how to leverage and create systems. And, fast forward, a few years later, here I am, collaborating with you guys, a part of this incredible system, Empower Network, some of the best internet marketing training, some of the best home-based business training, some of the best personal development training that I've ever had access to, right? And being able to be exposed to this information for the last few months has been life changing. I mean, my mindset has changed more than ever before. My ability to communicate, my ability to cast a vision and to imagine and believe in myself and believe in my dreams and believe what's possible more than ever before is because of this community. It's because of people like you that are here, working together in harmony for one common purpose. And, when we have that, when two or more people come together for a common purpose, miracles happen. And so, it's a blessing to be here. I'm happy to be here on this webinar with you guys and to really just, collaborate, mastermind with you guys, learn more from you, and, just do whatever I can to assist you guys in getting where you want to be. So I appreciate this moment. I appreciate you guys, and, I'm excited for what's to come.
All right. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, I mean, great points, Jared, about the importance of mindset. I mean, you were talking about reading, thinking, and grow rich, and I mean, I think like one of the misperceptions I think a lot of folks have when they first turn to making money online or building a home business is we kind of tend to focus on like the skills and the nuts and the bolts, which have their place, right? Like generating traffic and building a list and converting that list into sales and so forth. And those are kind of like the nuts and the bolts of this industry. But those of us who have been paying any attention, who've been around for a while, like yourself and Pavel, we realize that the majority of this has to do with mindset, right? 80% of this is mindset because thoughts really do become reality. And so I think that's like a really, really important point for everyone here to understand. And by the same token, it's equally important to stay away from the negativity, stay away from the naysayers, stay away from the people who are trying to drag you down. They're on their journey as well, but it's not where we want to be, right? And so just going very quickly back to what Pavel said, which was not in the recording, but perhaps he will repeat it later. But, he was saying how, we go way back, right? Like 6, 7, 8 years ago to Acme People Search and so forth. And it was this really, and Pavel had come to one of my meetings, as he mentioned, years ago in Northern Virginia. And as embarrassed as I am to admit this, I did not recall meeting him at the time, right? And so here we are at the Seattle event, the Seattle Empower Network event a few months ago. And like, I remember this, Pavel, you were standing in like the registration line and I was like standing off the side and you kind of looked at me and I kind of looked at you and it was kind of like, wait a minute. And you were like, hey, you're Tissa and I'm Pavel. And I was like, whoa, wait, oh, you're Pavel, and it all kind of came together, at that moment. And then of course we hung out at the Seattle event and we had a great time just a few weeks ago at the Charlotte event. But here's what's interesting, just to share a little bit about my story. Now, Pavel mentioned Acme People Search, which was a program that I built back in 2006, 2007, 2008, thereabouts. And it was a phenomenally successful program. And in fact, there are many people who are with me today who were also in Acme People Search. And what's really gratifying is that many of those people actually got their start in internet marketing thanks to Acme People Search. Like Pavel just mentioned, it was like the first $350 he made online, and he had no clue how he did or where it came from. So it really whet the appetite of a lot of people, and it's been really gratifying to see some of those people still in this awesome business of ours, internet marketing, network marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever you want to call it. And so many of us have now come together in this great company called Empower Network. However, that was then, and some of you here may already be familiar with my story, but Acme People Search was phenomenally successful. I think I personally made like $2 or $3 million from it, which really pales in comparison to the scope of what others are doing online. But for me, it was very, very successful. However, it was following Acme People Search, as some of you know if you heard my speech in Chicago, over the course of a couple of years, we basically lost it all. I mean, we went from being at the top, okay, from being able to purchase the $1 million mansion, from being able to take all these, exotic trips and so forth. And at some point afterwards, our business took a downturn and we lost it all. And we spent like 2 years trying to save our home, our $1 million home from foreclosure. And frankly, it was like 2 years of hell. And anyone who's been through that can identify with that. And my Chicago speech, at the Empower Network event in Chicago. It's out there somewhere. But it was like 2 years of hell, okay? And there's no doubt in my mind, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that the only way I was able to turn that situation around, I mean, those financial dire straits, just like emotionally and mentally, just really feeling in the gutter, there's no doubt in my mind that the way I was able to turn that around and the way that we were able to save our home is thanks to Empower Network and my belief in Empower Network's leadership and the products and the culture and the community. And it's because I picked myself up and I made a decision and I surrounded myself with really all of the awesome people in Empower Network, some of whom you see here, who have this shared vision, who believe in each other. There's no doubt in my mind that I was able to do that and save our home and get back on track like we are now, thanks to Empower Network. And so, if you're watching this for the first time and you're wondering why the enthusiasm, why all this support for Empower Network, is because it's so much more than just a program, right? I mean, they have excellent products like Jared mentioned that teach you really how to build any online, and I would even say offline business. I mean, Empower Network's products teach you how to build and market any business. It doesn't matter if you have a clothing store or a clothing website or any other business. Empower Network's products teach you how to build and market those businesses, but it's so much more than that. It's about the community. It's about the culture. It's about surrounding yourself with like-hearted, like-spirited, like-minded people who lift each other up, who believe in each other. And when you do that, and you do that long enough, and you start going to these events, you start to see a change. You absolutely start to see a change in yourself, in your life, and even the people around you. So that's really what Empower Network is all about. And as far as I know, there's absolutely nowhere else where you can get what Empower Network offers you. So that's kind of like very quickly, my story and my take on Empower Network and why we're all here and why we're all doing what we're doing and why this is so awesome. Over to you, Pavel.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to recap on what I talked about before you forgot to record it. So
my bad.
Basically, I started in the industry about going on 7 years ago, and I started with Tissa with Acme People Search, and that's when I really got interested in internet marketing because I saw that I made $350, but I didn't really know how I did it. And then it was oh no, is Tissa gone? Anyways, is he gone?
Nope, I'm here.
You're good. Keep
going. Okay. Yeah. So, I made $350. I didn't really know how I did it, so that kind of intrigued me. So I went on and off with the whole thing, and eventually I ran into Empower Network. I think I saw a video through Alex Zubrev's wall, and I clicked it, and it was the capture page. So I went into it, and then I saw this guy with long hair sitting on the chair with just I thought it was a bum. So I was like, what's this guy talking about? But then I got drawn into it. And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. So I went into it, and I got into the blogging system, and I wasn't really too big on blogging. I didn't really know anything about it, but I watched the 8 core commitments, and I was like, oh man, I got to have more. This is awesome. And before that, I've never seen that in any other marketing company that I've been with, because a lot of the things that most of the companies are missing is like the training. Like a lot of people have like downlines, and they wonder why the people in their downlines aren't doing anything. That's because no one taught them how to do anything. They're like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? They're just running in circles. So I saw that, and just the way he speaks, and it's just so captivating that his communication skills are amazing. So I learned a lot. So I used. And right now I'm in San Francisco. I go to school to the Academy of Art University for 3D animation. So I started using Empower Network to expose my artwork, and which worked out really well because I do a lot of time-lapse portraits. So I started implementing the skills that I learned from Empower Network's training. And now my artwork has millions of views on YouTube, and I don't know where else. Like I've done artwork for MMA fighters. I've done stuff for, I've done children's books and some stuff for, adult film stars, but mostly I'm into like MMA right now. And right now I'm going to be working on a piece for the next event that's coming up in Orlando, which you guys should go to because it's awesome. You should connect with these people. And Yeah, so I'm going to be doing one of those, and that's going to give me more exposure. So really, this is a lot more than a internet marketing opportunity. This is, if you have a passion, if you have something that you love a lot, and you want people to see your talents or whatever you have. This is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to do it. Because it's done wonders for my artwork, and a lot of people know me now, and it's just amazing. Also, the opportunity to run it in people and events and stuff and collaborate, and it's just a completely different atmosphere and energy. It's just all positive energy, just like all in one room, and you just feel it, and you're inspired by it. So you just like want to succeed. It just makes you want to succeed. There's no negative people being like, oh, why are you doing this, or don't do that. You can't do that. Before anybody else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. That's a Will Smith quote. I don't know, probably somebody else said it before, but I watched Will Smith say, I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. So, but yeah, so you have to believe in yourself, and just surround yourself with positive people. That's all you. That's pretty much my message. But yeah, so if you can, like Tissa said, if you are watching this for the first time, you don't know what it is. I think you should definitely get to one of these events and surround yourself with people that are like you. And if you're serious about being successful or pursuing your dreams, this is a stepping stone for you, and this will definitely get you. Empower Network is, I truly believe in the vision, and I truly believe in like what the leaders are saying. So just my belief in that, I think, has gotten me to where I am today. So yeah, that's pretty much my story and what I want to talk. And also the end. Oh man. Okay, so yesterday, actually before this, I used to be really shy in front of the camera. I would like stutter, or I would have to take like 15, 20 takes to do a video. I started listening to the Inner Circle a lot, and I like all the audios that they have, which kind of like reprogram you and make you a better communicator, because you're listening to how these people are talking. This is making you better. And then I was listening to Paul Gardner's stuff. And yesterday, like, me and Jared on this rooftop just knocked out like 6 videos in like 2 hours, and they were amazing. And then afterwards, right? And then afterwards, I was like, I can't believe I just talked like that. It was just like a machine gun of words. It's just like bullets flying out of my mouth. It was just like, I was like, I can't believe I just did that. And that's like one of the things Dave was talking about at the Charlotte event. He's like, one day you're just gonna wake up and you're just gonna start talking like this, and you're gonna be like, wow, like, wow. So that's my story. That was my little ramble.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, brother, Pavel, I will acknowledge you for that, because yeah, man, I saw you like shine bright when we were shooting those videos yesterday, just like letting the personality out, right? And that's such a beautiful part of the creation, like, marketing process, right? It's like one of the $1 million earners, Justin, was talking about. He's like, the best marketing is not marketing, right? There's no marketing. It's just like you be who you are. And when you share your message, you share your vision, and you share your personality and who you are, it's going to resonate with certain people, right? And even if they don't know what you do or what you're doing or what it's all about, they resonate with you, and they're like, well, hey, I like this guy. This guy seems cool. I want to do what this guy's doing, right? So whether it be your artwork, or whether it be, talking about gardening or yoga or whatever your passions are, you could learn how to turn that passion and market it and share it with other people, and then get people enrolled in your vision. Because then again, you have that mastermind of people that come together, and miracles happen. And just real quick, since we were talking about the event and the power of events, this last event over in Charlotte was an incredible event, and I'll share like an aha moment that I had that I think will benefit every single person that's watching this right now. So one of the things that I experienced is, when you go to these events and you meet really cool people, not only are you meeting really like-minded people that are here doing amazing work in the world, but some of these people are generating, tens of thousands of dollars, some even more, every single month in this business. Now, obviously, results not typical. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to make money. See our income disclosures, but you're meeting people that are generating this kind of income, right? And when you meet those people, you realize, when you see them face to face, you're like, wow, you're a real person. You're a regular person. If you can do it, I can do it, right? So just networking and meeting those people is incredibly powerful. Then watching them, some of these speakers on stage, share their stories of where they came from, right? And every single person that was speaking on stage had the rags to riches story, right? They started from nowhere. They started from nothing, or even below nothing, and then created this massive success by, utilizing the same success principles that we're talking about and that you learn when you go through the Empower Network training. And so there's like hearing those people talk and hearing their stories, like my belief just like skyrocketed. I'm just like, oh my God, like, look, if these guys can do it, I can do it, right? And one of the powerful parts about that is when you go to a major event for, 3-4 days, however long it is, what I experienced is when I had that aha moment and this huge spike in belief, it doesn't stop after 5 seconds. It doesn't stop after 5 minutes, because you're around these people for days and you're watching these people for days. You're in that energy for days. And when you have that experience, what I experienced is that my new belief, that new aha moment that, oh my God, I can do this and I'm doing it. That's it, period. It became automatic. It became my new normal. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I can believe it, and then, oh well, maybe this, that, or the third, and all these, excuse-itis kicks in. It's like, no, because you're at this high level of belief and inspiration for such a long period of time, it becomes perpetual. It becomes an automatic way of feeling and of thinking. And so that's probably one of the most powerful things I experienced at this last event in Charlotte, was realizing that when you're in that space for such an extended period of time, you change as a person permanently, but if and only if you've made the decision to make it the best event you've ever been to make a decision that you're going to do whatever it takes, and to make the decision to meet the people and to make the changes that you really want. Because when you make that decision and then you go to a major event, miracles happen and synchronicities happen, and you meet completely, random people like Pavel, who had to go to North Carolina to realize that we both live, in Northern California, right? So it's like miracles like that happen all the time. So it's a beautiful blessing. I would encourage every single person to, get plugged into the system, to get access to this information, and to go to these events so that you too can have massive transformational experiences, which is what we're here doing right now.
Yeah, very, very well said, Jared. I mean, you just nailed it there. I mean, these events that we are speaking of, folks, are not your typical, rah events, and then you go home and now you're kind of like, okay, well, that was great, but now what? I mean, what Jared just said, and I think this is so true, is that you change at the event. I mean, you make that decision, you keep an open mind, you soak it all in, you absorb that energy, and you change at the event, and you leave the event a changed person. I mean, wouldn't you guys agree with that? I mean, it's absolutely what happens, and when I look at, like, Charlotte for me, I mean, I've lost track. Charlotte for me, I mean, Austin was my very first event, and I've been to every event, every regional event since, except Dallas, because that was the same weekend as Washington, D.C., but I've been to like 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 events. It might even be 13 events now. And there's a reason that all the leaders, that so many people keep going back to the events. I mean, if they didn't work, if there wasn't some transformation that took place, then maybe you'd go once or twice and then you'd be like, okay, this isn't working for me. But if you're actually paying attention and you're listening to what people are sharing and you're absorbing that energy, you go to the event and every time you leave a changed person, and your income as a result increases. I mean, that has been the case for me without a doubt following every single event. My income has increased. So the events are a core part of Empower Network. It's an entire suite of products, as we mentioned, that teaches you how to build any business, like what Pavel said a moment ago about, and by the way, Pavel is being very modest about his artistic talent. This guy is absolutely phenomenal in terms of what he can create, these time-lapse portraits that he creates. And for those of you who may not realize, yeah, go ahead and mute your mic, guys. For those of you who may not realize, some of you may have seen that time-lapse video he did of Dave Wood and Dave Sharp. Well, if you remember that video, the time-lapse video of Dave Wood and Dave Sharp, it was none other than Pavel who did that. So extremely talented. But my point being that, as he mentioned, he's able to leverage what he's learned in Empower Network to increase his exposure in those circles. For his time-lapse creations, and so I think that's really, it's always refreshing when you hear that perspective, I think, about Empower Network, because we're not about just recruiting people. We're about earning commissions from selling products that build people's businesses, whatever they are. So That's really all I have to add. And if there's anything else I would add is, this is of course now being recorded. If you're watching this like on Pavel's page or Jared's page or on one of their projects, if there's a link here or a button anywhere around this or a form, click on that link, fill out that form, do whatever it takes to align yourself with leaders like Pavel and Jared, because you see their enthusiasm, you see their commitment to this, you see how it's transforming their lives, and that's really what they want to do. They want to share all of that with you. So connect with them so you can really get plugged into what we have going on here at Empower Network.
All right. Well, yeah, I have just like one thing to say before we like cut this off, because if you guys do have, I think everyone should connect with their leaders. And if you are in the industry, try to connect with the people that are very successful in the industry, because it is going to help you out a lot. It's helped me out a lot. Just the people that I've met is simply amazing. And I've noticed that like ever since I really got serious with it and I went all in, just doors just started opening up for me. Like I started seeing things a lot more clearly. I like stopped being in that shell. I was like, I have to connect with people and we all have to work together. And that's like the beautiful thing about Empower Network is, everyone's just working together. It's not, you're not in like a company and you have this leader at the top somewhere and you never see his face, or you don't even know if he's like a real person. You never connect with him. He's too busy, doing whatever. And you're just kind of left alone there, not knowing what you're doing. So that's all I got to say. Like connect with people, like make sure, you build a relationship with everyone that, you're doing business with.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely concur with that. And, I mean, that's one of the big aha moments that I've had. And that's just sort of, previously in my entrepreneurial journey, this has been one of the challenges that I've had is being able to, collaborate with like-minded people and be on that same track, on that same path together, right? So if you're in business, I mean, maybe you don't have the support, maybe you don't have access to the people that are going in the same direction as you and are doing the same things you're doing, right? And so what I would encourage you to do is watching this video, if you haven't made a decision yet to join Empower Network, if you aren't in Empower Network, I would encourage you to make a decision and actually get involved with what we're doing, because I'll tell you this right now, and I won't reveal all of what we're doing, but we're doing something crazy right now, something that's going to like blow the charts, and we're going to be on stage speaking and sharing our story at this next event. If you want to be there, if you want to collaborate with like-minded people, if you want to be on this journey with us, be with us at this ground floor stage moment right now, then go ahead and click the button below and make a decision to join us, because when you do that, you're going to get plugged into our team, you're going to get plugged into our mastermind, and you're going to get access to information and resources which you will not be getting anywhere else. And I can guarantee that because from my experiences, I've had exposure to other areas, other aspects of personal development and success training from various different levels and people. And I have a unique perspective and a unique experience in that realm. And so when you decide and join us and become part of this movement, you're going to get access to some of that training that you won't get anywhere else. And you mix that with these like-minded individuals that are here with Empower, and you mix that with the training, and you mix that with your passion and your business and whatever it is you're here to do, whatever your vision is and whatever your passion is, you bring all those things together, and you're virtually guaranteed to be able to live the life of your dreams. And I say virtually because it's really up to you. It's really up to what you're going to do. It's what decision you're going to make right now in this moment moving forward. So I'm excited to connect with you. I'm excited to collaborate with you. And if you're serious about making things happen, if you have a vision, if you know you're here to become part of something great and to do great things in your life, and you feel like maybe you haven't had the time, you haven't had the resources, you haven't had the abilities to do it up until this moment, then I would encourage you right now that you are in the right place at the right time, watching the right things, listening to these words at the right time in your life. And it's time right now to become part of what we're doing and to begin to be supported by people who are living their dreams and who do believe in you, to do great things, right? Because that's what we're here to do. We see that, we attract that, and you're here for a reason. You're watching us for a reason. So if this makes sense to you, then I would encourage you to click the button below and join us. And when you do that, your life will never be the same. I can guarantee that. So thank you guys for being here. How's everyone feeling?
No, we were just looking at the comments, and Pavel finally figured out how to mute his mic.
Right.
So, that's okay. You know, I screwed up on the recording. Pavel didn't mute his mic, but Jared, you came through loud and clear with some excellent points. And I think this is proof positive that you don't have to be technically competent to find success with this business. You can still rock it exactly as Jared said. So I'll throw it over to you, Pavel, for closing thoughts. Thanks, guys, for having me. You're awesome, and I'll see you both in Orlando.
Your line is now unmuted. Well, I don't think I have anything much to say. I think we said it all, but I think, yeah, definitely connect with everybody. And Tissa, send me that picture so I could draw you. Remember, you keep forgetting. What's going on here?
All right, thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying tuned for more, and thank you for making the decision to live the best life you possibly can. You have the power to do it right now, no matter what you decide to do. So go ahead and make this the best day of your life, and we'll share more with you soon.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.